Happy Halloween, everyone. I came back today to a place in the Cuyamaca Mountains, and it was here in this place about 25 years ago where I came with a really good friend, and we hiked way up that valley there, up those meadows that you see going up there. Those meadows continue all the way back up to a chain of meadows, and it goes all the way back up into the mountains. There was a forest fire here recently, and so as you can see, a lot of the forest is gone. It's kind of sad to see it like this. And a lot of this is because of global warming and a kind of a beetle that's killing the trees here. When the trees die, they become a fire hazard, and then just fires take off. But I came back here today because it's Halloween, and I wanted to tell you a quick version of a true story, a true Halloween story. I came here with a friend of mine. His name was Alman Grant. We hiked all the way back in there, and on our way back down again, we saw far up in the meadow. We saw a kind of a very large, it looked like a large person, and it was walking back and forth way up in the meadow against a bush. We thought it was the bush kind of moving in the moonlight as we were coming down out of the meadow, and so I thought it was too strange. It didn't seem to move naturally like a bush would move in the wind, and there was no wind. So I called out to it, and I said, "Hey!" And every time I yelled, it would stop, and then it would move again. And so my friend and I thought this was really odd, and we started walking closer, and then we saw that it wasn't just one bush. There were actually two bushes, kind of one behind each other. Far away it looked like one bush, but it was actually two, and we couldn't see the movement anymore. So we walked closer and closer to these two bushes, and when we saw that there was one behind the other and a space in between, we walked kind of up and around, and we were pretty close at this point, and we could look right between those two bushes, and there was this very large, hairy thing, bigger than me, taller than me, and broader than me, and it was standing facing us, and it wasn't moving anymore. It wasn't going away. And behind it was a shorter, kind of a more broad-shouldered one. In my feeling, it was a male standing in front and a woman behind, and they were just standing there looking at us. And I had a very deep feeling of fear, and I knew that they weren't going to retreat, whatever they were, and we were the ones that had to get out of there. And so me and Alman, we turned and we ran as fast as we could out of this meadow all the way down here to where we parked my motorcycle, and we rode as fast as we could back out of these mountains. We were so scared. Before that, I knew people spoke about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the Yeti, and a lot of Aboriginal First Nations people, American Indians. They all have stories of this kind of a creature. I didn't think it could possibly exist with all the civilization in Southern California, but after that day being up here in the mountains, I realized it seems as though there's still space for them. At least there was 25 years ago. So that's my Halloween story. Happy Halloween, everyone.